right, Shalom Akim, it's a high spirit wind Judah of the GMS Mississippi camp, giving God honor and glory to the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem Rachak Udash. I also want to give double honors to our elder apostles and elder bishops of Great Millstone who rule well, and peace and blessings as well as health and wellness to the house of David the elect. All right, today I want to go into a topic entitled, Our People Love Death. Our People Love Death. And this comes from a discussion I was watching. It's a very powerful discussion, a very enlightened discussion on YouTube. It's called The Food Matrix. And it's basically two Jakes. I think one name is 19 Keys. The other name is, I forget his name, but he's basically a Jake that knows he's an Israelite of a different sect. All right, but they go heavy into how the human body works, you know, and how food, the type of food that, you know, they say we're supposed to eat. But it's very informative, I will say that. And I haven't watched the whole thing yet, but what I've watched so far is very informative. It's called The Food Matrix, okay, on YouTube. And it's catching a lot of wind, catching a lot of attraction, you know, a lot of attention. All right, but with that being said, one of the things that was mentioned, Jake was like, our people love death. They're infatuated with death. They're necromantic, and they put up the definition, and it basically, you know, being involved with witchcraft, sorcery, communicating with the dead, and they related that to food because, you know, culturally we gravitate to food that ultimately kills us. But in our whole culture, it gravitates to the spirit and energy of the dead, which shows you that our people are demonic, you know, not by nature per se, but we've been seduced into a state of witchcraft. It's a culture in which you celebrate the dead. Even if you look at, you know, certain cultures in Africa or whatever, and they believe in ghosts and spirits and stuff like that. And they celebrate the ghosts per se. You know, those who they paint their faces different colors, they imitate that of a ghost. Well, if you look at our people in these inner cities, especially, they get all these tattoos on their neck. They get tattoos on their face. It looks like a primitive tribe outside the Western sphere. It looks like some primitive tribe that celebrates death, that they actually, you know, communicate with the dead. Our people look just like that. Lil Wayne looks like a witch. You know, Lil Wayne looks like a witch. You know, then you got the Lil Uzi Verts and the 21 Savages and the Lil Durks. They all look dark, man. All right? We all infatuated with a culture that results in somebody getting put to death. Street culture. Like, you have nothing else to discuss in your music but death or destruction, destroying a family. And the beat is playing, and it feels good to the flesh when you hear it. Okay? Our people love death to the point where if it's not the streets that'll kill you or have you sit in a cell, all right, it's the fork. So many of our people are dying based on what they put in their mouth because it feels good to the flesh. Our people, Israel, is addicted to instant gratification, and they give no consideration to the long-term consequences that comes with the instant gratification. But our people, they gravitate to death, man. All right? They're infatuated with death. All right? Whether it's, like I said, straight up street culture, all right? Or just the diet, the mindset, all right? And it's to the point where it's normal. It's normal to have people in your family with diabetes, high blood pressure, that has heart failure, they've had heart attacks, they have cancer. And it's ultimately because of transgression, all right, pursuant to breaking the covenant in Deuteronomy the 28th chapter, all right? But look at the results, man. Look what it yielded. And it also said our people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge, all right? And like, look at how rappers who died, all right, were celebrated. Rappers who died like King Von, all right, FBG Duck. You know, these men, even if they meant well for the people they knew locally and personally, ultimately, the things they put on wax, all right, was death. And once they died, all right, or allegedly died, or whatever it may have been, all right, nonetheless, they're celebrated. But you have guys like us All right, through the Spirit, we preach life, and you know, we're an enemy. Then you have guys that like Kevin Samuel, who have a broader platform that reaches they have a platform that reaches a mainstream audience, and they die, and their death is celebrated, man. That should tell you a lot about the nigga woman who celebrates the death. All right, who celebrate that person wasn't celebrated, but the fact that they died was celebrated. But that speaks something about a woman, all right, or the type of woman who gets upset because somebody held them accountable for their actions. Somebody put a mirror in front of their face and say, no, this is you. This is who you think you are, but this is who you really are. All right, and that person had the intent to build Israelite families, man. All right. But when they die, it's a celebration, man. You know, it does something to the spirit when you see people like Eve celebrate the death of men, all right? That basically corrected them or put a mirror in their face and say, no, this is who you really are, you know? Because Eve is death, man. Eve was set up through the spirit to destroy you, man, in ways that Esau can't destroy you. She's a gaslighter, all right? If you be around these nigga women enough, if you grow up in an environment where it's mostly nigga women, they'll have you thinking that, you know, you ain't shit for no reason, but without a plausible cause. Without a plausible cause. They're here to break down your confidence, man. All right? Little gaslighters, man. All right? And they're an extension of Esau Edom in this setup, all right? But going back to the point, our people, things that kill us is part of our culture. These cookouts, these barbecues, all right, these clubs, somebody else gets shot up, all right? Even the culture, like the science and the tradition of a man and a woman coming together to build a family, that's been destroyed. Now it's just sex, you know? Which results in a lot of cases straight up death. Because if not too many married people, all right, get abortions, it's these single chicks, man, these young chicks, all right, they have careless sex, then a nigga nut in them, then they get an abortion. That's death. That's death. All right. I heard this woman say towards Kevin Samuel's death, she was like, basically what he died was a form of karma. And she was like, if you leave the protection of black women, you got to be careful. Well, if black women are supposed to protect us, why are they like 75% of the culprit of death at the abortion clinic? Why at the abortion clinic 75% of the abortions are by black women? If black women are supposed to protect us, that's bullshit. All that black woman and the spirit and they protecting us and all that's all bullshit. Black women ultimately lead to death in a lot of cases, man. Not all cases, but in a lot of cases. How many niggas have been put to death because of Eve, man? All right? That's pretty much the point. Death is a part of our culture, now people love it. All right? But Yahweh Shai brings life. Yahweh Shai brings life, man. All right? And liberty. Okay? We're not bound by this spirit of Satan in Babylon. We're freed by Yahweh by Shai. But with that, I hope you brothers and sisters will edify. Till the next time, Shalom.